tonight on NBC.
The final phase means nothing stays at Nigbur's Fine Furniture and Rugs. After 45 years, we're going out of business forever. Everything must be liquidated immediately. Management's orders are to sell it all and sell it fast during this final phase, regardless of cost or loss. Many items near, at, and even below wholesale cost. Heirloom quality area rugs are 70% off, and everything is in stock and ready to go. Buy it today and take it home today. The final phase means the lowest prices at Nigbur's Fine Furniture and Rugs. After 45 years, closing the doors and going out of business forever.
Lincoln County Fair is back for another exciting year, August 17th through the 21st in Merrill. From live music to carnival rides, games, food and beverages, 4-H competitions, and so much more, there's something for the whole family at the Lincoln County Fair. Don't miss the Demolition Derby on Friday at 6:30 p.m. and the Antique Tractor Pull at 11 a.m. Saturday, along with the Modified Tractor Pull at 6 p.m. Then on Sunday, our new event, Mud Bogs. The Lincoln County Fair, August 17th through the 21st in Merrill.
Your latest news and weather tonight on Newswatch 12 at 5. Up North at 4 with Nate and Jeff starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Nate Myhawk. Today on Up North at 4, we'll learn how the city of Merrill is capping off the summer. Plus, the city of Minocqua is offering a unique movie viewing experience. Crystal Westfall is going to join us to explain more. We'll get to all that in a bit, but first, here's your top 4 at 4. You know, in my mind, a rewatch of the series Band of Brothers, always a great reminder of what the greatest generation went through about 80 years ago. Sadly, we're losing many of those folks who served during World War II. So to honor the nation's heroes before they go, a town here in Wisconsin decided to hold a ceremony for a 105-year-old veteran. Reynolds Tomter was a merchant marine during the war. They were responsible for transporting supplies to soldiers overseas. But the U.S. government did not officially consider them veterans until 1988. And during that ceremony last night, Tomter received the U.S. Congressional Gold Medal. And while helping our country's veterans is extremely honorable, I have to give credit where it's due when it comes to finding a home for a farm animal. A lamb by the name of Llama Llama, which I know is a little confusing, was born with leg issues. The family that is taking care of the disabled lamb is now looking to bring him to an animal sanctuary all the way in Vermont. That facility will be better equipped to handle the lamb's needs during the winter, but the family will have to make this trek across the country by car. I just hope we'll get an updated sequel to Homeward Bound out of this one. A legend and a monumental figure has decided to officially call it quits today. Worry not, I'm not referring to Jeff Weller. Instead, it's tennis legend Serena Williams, who posted on Instagram that she plans on hanging up the racket after this year's U.S. Open. Williams is 40 years old and has won 23 Grand Slam titles in her career. She is no doubt the GOAT female tennis player, but she says she's excited to transition into a new stage of life and focus on her family. You know, I think it's probably fair to say that no tennis player will ever match what Serena Williams has done on the court. But if famous actor Woody Harrelson ever decides to retire from acting, his replacement is already waiting in the wings. Last week, a post went viral showing a 9-month-old baby girl who looked stunningly close to Harrelson. After the child's mother tweeted out the picture, it eventually made its way to the actor. Woody then decided to make a post himself called an ode to Cora. In said post, Woody told the baby, "You're an adorable child, flattered to be compared. You have a wonderful smile. I just wish I had your hair." And Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller joining us now live in studio. Jeff, do you think you have a celebrity doppelganger out there?
Oh, I don't think I do. Not that I know of right now. But there are some sunny 70s and 80s out there currently. A day full of sunshine. We love these temperatures, right? But tomorrow is going to be the same story, followed by a bit cooler temperatures getting in here on Thursday and Friday. But right now, though, temperatures are hanging out at 79 in Rhinelander with a west-southwest breeze around 5 to 10 and very low dew points in there as well. This air is very dry. Over in Wausau, 80. Congratulations, you win with that southeast breeze around 8, and the pressure is steady to falling slightly at the airport in Wausau. Okay, around the horn, temperatures are hanging out from the 70s to low 80s. We like it, the average high being 79. Most of us are getting close to that today. We'll do it again tomorrow before some slightly cooler air gets in here on Thursday. And there is just a lot of heat again across the plains right now. Hundreds there again. We're not going to go for hundreds, but we could get close to mid-80s tomorrow across much of of north central Wisconsin this afternoon. So out with a high of 80 tomorrow, 75 for Thursday, then a bit cooler, 77 for Friday. You see the overall trend though, right? So hanging out near 79, the average high will be near that the next 7 to 8 days around here. So our yellow brick road of good weather will continue, not just for tonight, but for tomorrow and also for Thursday and for probably Friday as well, before we get a couple of rain showers in here on Saturday. I know it's the weekend, but for right now we are in can you find a cloud mode across the Great Lakes and the Midwest. Just a gorgeous day pretty much for everybody, and this is our weather tonight. Now last night we had some low temperatures back in the mid to upper 40s. That's not going to be the case tonight. We'll have low temperatures basically in the 50s to even some low 60s. Look at all the clear skies across our region this evening into tomorrow, so nothing to worry about. Go for a walk, go get ice cream. It's going to be a gorgeous night and a great day for us tomorrow. So our forecast then tonight, though, is mostly clear skies and not as cool, with low temperatures down near 56. Your full forecast at 5 o'clock.
Tired of Washington politicians not working for you? We've got a solution. With 3 easy payments of $1 million, Ron Johnson will work for you. Just ask these billionaires. They donated a fortune to Johnson, and he delivered a $215 million tax break for them. That's right, $215 million. Johnson even threw in a tax break for himself. Don't miss this opportunity. Call now. DSCC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Birchfield Nurseries of Rhinelander has been servicing northern Wisconsin since 1950. Birchfield Nurseries grows all of their own plants, and you will always find healthy, hardy, and well-maintained plants. Let their experienced staff answer any of your landscaping questions. They also handle shredded bark mulch, compost, and topsoil. For all your lawn care needs, they carry sod, premium gas seed, and lawn fertilizer. Consider one of the professional landscape crews to do the work for you. If you want experience with quality, call Birchfield Nurseries.
Medicare beneficiaries learn how the Aging and Disability Resource Center of Oneida County may be able to help lower the cost of your Medicare premiums and deductibles. Through the Medicare Improvement for Patients and Providers Act, the Aging and Disability Resource Center is available to help educate beneficiaries about the Low-Income Subsidy Program for Medicare Part D, Medicare Savings Programs, and Medicare Preventive Services. Call the Aging and Disability Resource Center of Oneida County or visit online for more information.
Is it time to update your driveway? Contact S&B Asphalt to blacktop your driveway. An update not only looks nice, but it saves on maintenance and adds value to your property. Seal coating and blacktopping residential driveways, commercial properties, and private roads. S&B is equipped for the job. With a strong reputation as an honest company with competitive pricing, you don't need to turn anywhere else. Call S&B Asphalt today for a free estimate.
Here in Wisconsin, too many homeowners endure frustrating and costly window problems. Renewal by Anderson of Greater Wisconsin can help. Enjoy this special offer for a limited time with 12 months, no payments, no interest. Call to schedule your free in-home consultation today.
You're going to be looking right towards me, John, because we are back on camera right now. Welcome back to Up North at 4. Chantel, John, and John joining me on the couch, as well as Theo, I guess apparently is going to be coming and joining us. But you guys made the trek all the way up from Merrill because in just a few weeks, it's the Merrill Community Night Out. Chantel, tell me what's going on with this event.
Yeah, Community Night Out encourages local agencies and nonprofits to unite, meet residents, and share information about community resources. So this year, the Merrill Police and Fire Departments are teaming up to host its 10th annual Community Night Out event. It will take place from 4 to 7 p.m. on Tuesday, August 30th.
Wow, very nice. So we got a police officer, fire department member now. You guys are teaming up for this.
Yep. We've been doing it as both organizations teaming up together for the last 10 years to help put this event together.
You know, I always hear about in other cities, like the fire department, police department, they get together and they go like square off against each other in like a basketball game or something, but no, this is like a collaborative effort, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so and you guys 10 years, right?
Yeah, 10 years. I couldn't believe it myself when I heard it had already been 10 years.
All right, and so you guys are working together. You're both named John, which I think you guys are kind of like playing a trick on me or something. What's kind of going on, though, with this event? What are you guys kind of helping prepare for and set up?
Well, it's one of those, at least on the emergency side of things. In most instances, the only time we get to interact with the public is in an emergency. So for us, it's a great opportunity to meet citizens from the surrounding area and on a non-emergency basis, and they can just have a normal conversation. They ask some good questions. We answer a lot of questions. Like to provide them with information of different things that we're able to give the community as far as public education for CPR classes, stop the bleed classes, and other things that are provided through the fire department.
Absolutely, yeah, and I'm sure you guys are doing the same thing, right? For the police department, same idea?
Yeah, as it relates to public safety, you'll see the Merrill PD, you'll see the Merrill Fire Department. I think the State Patrol is going to be there, the Wisconsin DNR, the Department of Justice. If the weather's nice, I think Aspire is also going to bring in a helicopter. The Highway Department will be out there. There's just going to be a bunch of things to see and do.
How does this work? Is this like a general meet and greet? I can just walk up, introduce myself. Hi, I'm Nate. How does this work?
We're going to have large equipment displays on Merrill Festival grounds. The address there is 2001 East 2nd Street. But then inside the Bierman building, so look for the big red building, that's where local organizations will be setting up booths to share information about community resources.
Very nice. So this is, I know the goal, right, I guess for your guys' sake is just to kind of show your face, right? Get to know the people a little bit, but also, you mentioned to me off the camera, you're hoping to kind of show people, hey, like, this is what we have here in the community, right? And this, I guess, obviously is a very great way to do so, right? Just to kind of show people what Merrill's all about, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's a free event, free food, refreshments. I know they're going to have some food available, which last I checked was some hot dogs, potato chips, and possibly even some bananas.
Ooh, all right. So whenever I hear the words free food, it's like an antenna, like, oh, what'd you have to say? And free, so I can just show up, even if I don't maybe live in Merrill, I could come check it out, right? Or is
exactly. It's a great time for even people who have lived in the community for a length of time to see what changes may have been in recent years, including other agency support type things. Absolutely, from youth to the elderly, there's a number of opportunities and places that'll assist in any way needed.
Absolutely. So before I let you guys go, I just have one final question, because we had this argument in our newsroom yesterday. Do we consider Merrill to be a part of the Northwoods? What do you guys think? This is an important question I got to end on.
I would say yes.
Yes.
I would as well.
We're going yes across the board. All right, that settles it. So if you want to check out another Northwoods community, we're officially declaring Merrill a Northwoods community. Check out August 30th, right? Community night out can be taking place. We're going to be right back here on Up North at 4.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef is going up this year. But I'm not like most senators or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes and I approve this message.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
At Mole Lake Casino and Lodge, get great deals at check-in.
Thank you very much.
Great deals at the Players Club. Great times in the lounge with your friends when you're ready to party. And specials all week long at the Cafe the Newman, like our Friday night Fit for a King fish fry.
It's great to be the king.
Mole Lake Casino and Lodge, where everyone is treated like a king.
Enjoy the serenity of northern Wisconsin all year long. First stop, Shquagaman Adventure Company. Skis, skates, snowshoes, and fat bikes. Kayaks, canoes, and paddleboards. Shquagaman Adventure Company. Stop by the store or visit us online.
The Minocqua Dragon Boat Festival roars against cancer on August 20th. Register at Team Now for a day of fun at Torpy Park on Lake Minocqua. No experience needed, all equipment provided. Build your team of friends and family or represent your favorite business or organization.
It's Slumberland's anniversary sale, and to celebrate, we're stacking the deals. Buy any sofa or sectional and get 20% off your second purchase. Now for the stacking, get another 20% off both items.
20 plus another 20?
Yep, and there's more. Buy any recliner or accent chair and get 20% off your second purchase. And stack an additional 20% off both items.
Discounts? On top of discounts?
Plus, we are still offering great special financing at Slumberland Furniture.
Welcome back here to Up North at 4. Special guest, friend of the program, joining us now via Zoom. It is Crystal Westfall, the director at the Minocqua Chamber of Commerce. And if, in case you didn't know how hard Crystal is working, as you can see in the background, she is literally working while on a Zoom interview with us. Crystal, what are you doing today? What's going on?
Well, of course, it's crazy days, so we've got crazy deals, but we're really just down here promoting our amazing event that's coming up this weekend for Let's Dive In.
Okay, so how about we dive in?
We have Let's Minocqua, and now we have Let's Dive In. You know, Crystal is very well branded, I think.
I think so.
Does this very well. Yeah. All right, Crystal, so, you know, what is the Dive In? This is the second annual Dive In. What is it?
So we had raised last year $10,000 to purchase a 20-foot tall blow-up screen with like all the stuff, so we can show movies all throughout the summer. We did this in conjunction with our community, our businesses. Any nonprofit now can utilize our big blow-up screen to show movies in the summertime. And so we did this huge fundraiser last year. We showed The Creature from the Black Lagoon. So this is sort of like our quintessential movie experience now in Minocqua. We're going to have this the second weekend in August every year. And our movie is a little bit different because we have a pre-party with a competition. And then during the movie, we have some interactive things. So think Rocky Horror Picture Show with all the interaction. Last year was The Creature from the Black Lagoon. We had a creature that was dressed up. So this year, it's the great outdoors, so you can only imagine what we're going to do.
Okay. You can also just say if you had a creature, it was Jeff. Like, we don't have to
No, I was there last year. I helped to host this event last year, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was the creature, right?
The beach, the beach was crowded. The movie was incredible. There were contests, like a screaming contest. It just was like one of those things you want to bring your kids to and just make a night of it.
Yeah, we have images right now of you hosting that event. I believe this was the screaming event. You have the face of someone who is getting screamed at. You do it well.
Those screams, Crystal, you know this. They went around that lake several times, I think.
Oh, yeah. They were loud kids. I wasn't anticipating as many children to participate as we had, and they knocked the socks off of all of us.
Oh, yeah.
And it's at Torpy Park. It's this weekend. And I think I saw it's even bigger and better this year, right? With the big movie screen. Also, how many inner tubes did you purchase this time?
Oh, my Lord. Well, we can have up to 400 people. Okay, that's like our max. We were trying to figure out how many inner tubes we could fit in the swimming area. Yeah. But we've also got a boating option, so you can drive up, pull up in a boat, $8. We've got a float and also a dry land option. If you want to do a dry land, sit on the beach and watch the movie, it is $10 for adults, $7 for kids. And you get a big bag of popcorn, bring your own share. You can also float in the water, of course, which is the quintessential experience. We've got tubes for you.
Perfect. I think I love this idea so much because drive-in movie theaters were kind of a thing of the past, right? I've been to one. It's fun. It's a nice little novelty thing. But this is putting a spin on it, right? You're going to be sitting in the water watching some classic movies. This is such a great idea. I love this so much. Crystal, are you taking credit for it, or where did this idea sort of come from?
No, there's events around the U.S. that do this, but this is the first of its kind in an outdoor experience like this in the state of Wisconsin. So we're very proud of that we were able to bring it to Wisconsin. But you can imagine if you're in the South, you always probably have an opportunity to sit in the water and it's nice and warm. Here, you got to be a little bit more adventurous.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. Especially you're kind of limited to just the summer months, right?
We really are, yeah.
Well, Crystal, this sounds like an awesome night. Of course, you can find more info on the Chamber website as well. Sorry, no Jeff Weller this year.
Can't do it this year.
He's
Next
a busy
year, though.
man. We're going to make sure he clears his schedule for next year. And, of course, anytime there's movies and popcorn, you always got my attention. Well, Crystal.
Of course. Nate, we're gonna pencil you in as well.
All right. That sounds good. That works for me.
Yes, thank you.
Well, Crystal, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule to chat with us. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck this weekend. And, of course, we'll be right back here on Up North at 4.
Are you ready for something new? At Cost Cutters, we'll give you a look that will have you listening to lots of compliments. Buy products you love this month at Cost Cutters during our buy one, get one half off sale on all Leader professional products.
Hit the green while taking in the beautiful backdrop of Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Young's Golf and Recreation has a challenging course for all skill levels. With scenic views and a sprawling landscape, you'll feel like you're on your own personal course. Enjoy the 19th hole at the Firebrick Bar and Grill for unique pub-style food and drinks. Keep the fun going over a weekend with a cabin and pontoon rental on Chicago and Lake. Experience Young's Golf and Recreation and get away today.
Carpet City. Come to Carpet City Flooring Center and get the toughest waterproof floors in the industry, where they're in stock and on sale. Rigid Maximum XL is 50% thicker and 30% longer, resulting in maximum durability, which is perfect for active families and pets. Not to mention, it's easy to install. Come to Carpet City Flooring Center to get your Rigid Maximum XL waterproof floors today. Carpet City, our prices will floor you.
With the right tools and a little hard work, you can do it yourself. And with the right kind of paint, you can finish the job faster. Pittsburgh Paints and Stains exceeds your expectations with products that can cover your walls in one coat. So instead of another coat of paint, you can finally get outside. One coat paint means time better spent. Pittsburgh Paints and Stains, exclusively at Menards.
It's time to amp up the fun at your local Ford dealer. The summer supercharged sales event is here. So stop by your Ford dealer today and check out great offers on select Ford vehicles. Then discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Choose Flex Buy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% APR financing for 66 months.
Love your career? Cost Cutters will support you in achieving your career goals. With competitive wages, great benefits, and up to a $2,250 sign-on bonus. Stop in or visit costcutters.com to find your nearest location.
Welcome back here to Up North at 4. Jeff, did you hear the news? Major shakeup in the National Football League. Did you hear about this?
No.
I figured as much. So the Walton Penner Group, group headed up by Rob Walton, the guy who owns Walmart, purchased the Denver Broncos for $4.65 billion. Not million.
So that's major news?
Billion.
Like when owners change hands, that's big news.
Oh, it is big news. I mean, when there's a couple $1 billion exchanging hands, it's pretty big news. But he did say they didn't want to put anything too crazy to happen, too many big changes to happen in Denver. But of course, whenever an ownership group comes in, they always want to put their stamp.
That's kind of the best policy, though. When you get in there, you kind of just lay low for a bit, kind of survey the scene, and then go in and make your changes.
But they are already making their, the Walton Group is already making their changes to Denver. Let's see. They said they're going to make some changes to the stadium. Oh, actually... I guess Denver is just going to be playing at a Walmart.
Playing in a Walmart?
That's fine. We have
enough room in there.
We have a Walmart.
Ceilings aren't high enough, though.
I think they might just have to take a retractable
raise the roof.
Oh, there we go. So, of course, we all know Denver this offseason acquired Russell Wilson, former Wisconsin Badger. A lot of people in the Badger State love Russell Wilson. I'm sure they're going to be following his career in Denver. See a picture of him there. Apparently, a completely unrelated announcement. Russell Wilson said he was actually going to be changing his name to, let's see, I think we actually have a picture of it, Russell Walson. as in
you
Walmart.
are full of tricks today, aren't you?
No, this is completely real news. Are you saying I'm not telling you the truth?
I'm implying that, yes.
Okay, well, at least they have a really cool mascot, right?
Yes.
We have a dog. We have Theo, is our station mascot. The Broncos have a really cool one. It's a horse named Thunder. I believe we have a picture of Thunder. Every game, a cheerleader rides Thunder out onto the field. But I'm also now hearing that the Walton Group is planning on changing Thunder's entrance. I'm a little nervous for how this is going to look.
What'd you do here?
What do you mean? Well, they said that they're going to have the cheerleader ride out on a floor cleaner, like the ones you see at Walmart.
I can't wait to see the next picture.
That wipe the floor.
They're automatic ones?
The automatic ones,
They go beep, beep when you get too close?
That's going to be, this is what the Walton Group is saying.
Like it. They got the money for it.
They got the money for it. I think it's a little overkill to get rid of the horse's job. That horse worked hard.
That horse earned that right.
It did.
Yeah,
I know. It's sad.
You.
It's sad to see automation taking over.
Save the horse.
Yeah, taking over the mascots. And I was also reading today too, Jeff. So NFL referees, they are supplied their equipment each game, and they're going to have new uniforms at Broncos games. It's just the Walmart greeter vest. So having some fun with the Walton Group, the folks that own Walmart.
You have
all the
way too much time on your hands.
Too much
today,
time on your hands. We'll be right back here on Up North at 4.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Kitchen Bath Mart.
Oh boy, would you look at that field goal he kicked right there? That looks fantastic. Boy, it looks like you need to stop at Tomahawk Furniture and Gun. Furniture and guns? Yeah, they've got everything you need at great prices. Recliners, sofas, mattresses, and guns.
At Legacy, we transform your old, beat-up concrete into a beautiful, durable surface in one day. Hi, I'm Joey with Legacy Concrete Coatings. We specialize in garages, patios, pool decks, basements, and more. We don't just coat over your old concrete. We start by grinding it down, then we apply the base coat and chip and seal it with our own proprietary sealant that will never chip or peel. Our coatings are beautiful, durable, ridiculously easy to clean, and are backed by our exclusive lifetime warranty. Our in-house team is ready to answer any questions that you have before and after the install. And right now on all projects, we're offering 15% off. Call the number shown below or visit our website for your new floor today. Day floor.
Saturday, August 27th, Ho Chunk Gaming Wittenberg presents Journey's former lead vocalist, Steve Augeri.
Those crazy nights, I do remember.
Live under the stars, Steve Augeri. Doors open at 6, show starts at 8. Don't miss Steve Augeri. Exclusively at Ho Chunk Gaming Wittenberg. Must be 21 or over to attend.
Lincoln County Fair is back for another exciting year, August 17th through the 21st in Merrill. From live music to carnival rides, games, food and beverages, 4-H competitions, and so much more, there's something for the whole family at the Lincoln County Fair. Don't miss the Demolition Derby on Friday at 6:30 p.m. and the Antique Tractor Pull at 11 a.m. Saturday, along with the Modified Tractor Pull at 6 p.m. Then on Sunday, our new event, Mud Bogs. The Lincoln County Fair, August 17th through the 21st in Merrill.
Welcome back. So, Jeff, yesterday, little chillier, and when I walked out of my apartment, I was like, feels like fall.
Here's the
feels
thing,
awesome.
though. The air was dry, and cool temperatures, we had 40s for low temperatures.
It was fantastic.
So that hits you in the face, right? And it's like, oh, it feels like fall. But today, warmer, highs are 80. Tomorrow, same story. Followed by a bit of a cool down into the weekend.
I think I can handle it, but I was hoping it was going to be fall.
Not yet.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow on Up North at 4.
The St. Germain Chamber of Commerce presents their Summer Concert Crawl. Join us at this local establishment for great live music.
Here in Wisconsin, too many homeowners endure frustrating and costly window problems. The ones who do something about it, well, they call us. Renewal by Anderson of Greater Wisconsin. Call today and save big. We handle everything locally, from start to finish and beyond. Give us a call because this savings offer only lasts for a limited time. Installation is always included. Plus, right now, get no payments and no interest for 12 months. Don't miss out. Schedule your free in-home consultation